Welcome to the first, and I hope many sessions of the Team Zoom Zoom plays Vessen. Before we get into the game, I'll give you a brief introduction of what Vessen is. Then I will hand you over to Lee and Craig, and they'll tell you about their characters, the background, motivations going into the game. Vessen is a Nordic horror game from Free League Publishing and is based on the book Vessen, Spirits and Monsters of Scandinavian Folklore by Johan Egerkeren. The game itself is set in alternative 19th century Scandinavia where the mythical and supernatural still have a place in the world, even if hidden to most. The game centers around the city of Uppsala in Sweden. This will be where the player's base of operations and where I, as GM, will build the world. There are people in the world that have a thing called a sight, which allows them to see Vessen. People who have the gift usually get it from a physical or psychological trauma from a supernatural event. A secret society called the Order of Artemis was formed for people with the sight to hunt and kill Vessen. Over time, the organization split into different groups as different people had different ideas about what to do with the Vessen. They encountered, so the Order of Artemis split, leaving a new order in Uppsala called the Society. This too fell into ruin and is where we're going to pick up as the characters in the game, Lee and Craig. We'll try and re-establish the society, find out what happened, and maybe even reconnect with other groups. Vessen runs on the Year Zero engine and comes from Free League games. All the player characters have the sight, the supernatural ability which allows them to see Vessen. Vessen are creatures like trolls, fairies, mermaids, etc. And in a Christian country, most people either think they're devils or don't really exist. If you want to learn more about the game, you can have a look at the review I did for the game on the GamEir site, and we'll link that into the description as well. Right, now it's time to meet the players who you will fall in hate with. So who's going first?
Craig.
Okay.
Craig.
Right. So, my character, being Craig, is Tor Sorensen, who, just going through the character sheet, is a middle-aged military man. His trauma is that his children have been taken away by a witch. He used to be in the military, came home, had some children, as we all do, apart from Lee.
Well.
One day, his children were sort of asking him about going into the woods to see this witch that they'd heard about. So he took them, let them see this house that was apparently a haunted witch house, and they were chased off by an old hag. So a couple of days later, he wakes up to a note off his daughter saying that they've gone to see the witch, that she came to them, told them that she had a few tricks. So he went to the house to look for them, and the house, the children, everything was gone. Then he realised that he'd started seeing things that weren't quite right. Therefore, he'd received the sight. So he's basically looking for his kids, looking for revenge. He's an angry old military man who's lost his family.
Aww.
Aww.
A lovely, sweet tale.
Does he have any weapons?
He has his rifle and his bayonet from his military days that he's just basically ran home, grabbed all the weapons he could, and decided to go after these creatures that he's all of a sudden discovering a part of the world. He's also got a map book of the local area and a little bit further afield, which is something that was sort of a bit of a family heirloom. His talent, he's battle hardened, obviously, and just looking at his memento, he's got a ragged doll, which is the doll from one of his children. That's it. I'm not going to go through all the skills. I'm sure we'll come across that during the game.
Yeah. Cool. Shall I do mine? Me?
Yes.
You don't have to.
Alright, see you later. Right, I'm Father Lars Eriksson, 35. ready, single and ready to mingle. No, he's a priest. He's a priest, and his motivation is he wants to rekindle his lost faith. He lost his faith because he's seeing demons, and well, Vaesen, but he thinks they're demons, so he thinks God must be dead. Because why if the demons have come up from hell and there's no one stopping them, God must be dead. He's having a crisis of faith basically. He's very like he's 35, so he's not an old priest, so he's still like not sure of himself. He's not the most what's the word, like he's not as super holy as he could be, but he wants to be. That's my thinking.
Zealot.
Yeah. But
he's not as stoic as he.
No, but he knows he wants to be, or he thinks he knows. He's not sure. His talents, he's got absolution, blessing, obviously, and he's a confessor, so he can talk to people.
I'm sure you know what all them are.
I had a look. I had a look. Yeah, it's like depending on what other people do, you get
Confessor heals, doesn't it?
Yeah. But he gives buffs to other people, basically.
I bet he does.
Equipment is useless, but he's got a musical pipe, so I'm the party guy. I have writing utensils and holy water, which might come in handy.
And what's your weapon, Lee?
My weapon is Jesus Christ. I'm assuming, personally, I've got like a small dagger in the shape of a cross because, Jesus and all that. But no, not really. He's a priest, so he's like a pacifist, really.
Yeah, a pacifist going after monsters. That sounds like a great idea.
He kicks ass for Jesus.
So yeah, no mementos, but I'm guessing he's got a Bible. He loves.
I also forgot to mention armour. I've got medium armour. I've got my military armour.
The Bible is powerful in this game because as I said, it's a Christian country and the Vessen are
sure is
pagans.
But yeah, so Bible and armour is nothing. The power of Christ.
He has a dress.
The power of Christ.
I'm very much a scared man in a world of demons.
He's a scared little boy.
And I'm very much an angry man in a world of demons. So
I wonder how will they coexist?
Ooh. And how did you two meet? Because we'll need to know that as well.
Well,
go on, Father.
Right, I'm a priest, as you know, and I have a church. And a man came in once to confession, and he was telling me this story of his sins, and he spoke of demons, and my eyes just lit up because I could hear strange sounds in the background.
Sounded suspiciously like someone murdering a small animal.
But yeah, so I'm thinking, our thinking was he came to confession, said things that really, like, made me go, oh my god, I'm hearing the same things, and so Craig can add to this.
Yeah, so basically, Tor starts seeing messed up shit, and first swear of the broadcast.
Stop playing with your dice, kids. Come on, jeez.
Thanks for getting them ready.
They're so dicey. So yeah. So Tor starts seeing messed up things, as many crisis of faith himself, and starts thinking, is this something I've done? He was years in the army. He'd done some messed up things, as you would imagine.
Did he kill a man?
He may have killed a man or two. He was, in the army for most of his life. But you shall hear more down the line, I'm sure.
I'm sure. So yeah, that's how we know each other.
That's good.
Basically, my father, Lars Eriksson, needs someone strong to help him do what he needs.
Just to point out, because it's Nordic, we're called Tor and Lars.
Yeah.
Just
Mine was a footballer and a drummer from Metallica.
Mine sounds a bit like Thor. Wow,
So-
I have much more than spot dice.
Wow, I have 2. So cool. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
The priest and the soldier. Coming at you.
Right. So for our
Oh, come
fourth
on,
session,
boss. What do we do?
if you listen, Jesus Christ. So for fourth session, we're going to do the Dance of Dreams mission that comes with the rule book.
Ooh.
So we can learn, because I'm sure we're going to make millions of mistakes and
Yeah, it's our first go, by the way, ever of this.
ever of anything
Oh,
like this.
Yeah. So
Yeah, even anything like this.
forgive
this
us,
oak.
forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us.
So before, we've obviously used to have ironed out how you've met, and you're going to start by meeting Linnea Elfkilt,
Ooh.
who was the last kind of leader of the society, and she's in a mental an asylum. She doesn't have to be there, but she likes to hang out there.
Why not? I would too.
So, do you want to get started?
Go!
Great.
I thought we
Right.
had started.
Well, I have to give the narration and shit. This is what's taking me so long, like writing all this crap.
Just let me look at me map so I know where the asylum is.
We're in the asylum, which is at the south of Uppsala. Have you got the map?
Yep.
I'm just getting it up for you now, sir.
Yeah, number 7.
It's right down the bottom, number
Yeah,
7, right
yeah.
down the bottom.
Cool.
Right, so your horse-drawing carriage pulls up to a large black iron gates of Uppsala Asylum. The sun is setting in the sky and the gates look more imposing as the shadows start to stretch. Your 2 characters get out with their bags in hand and nod to the driver as he starts to leave in a hurry. The asylum itself is situated on the outskirts of the city, as we just said. It's a large brick building that has 2 separate sides, one side for the upper class patients and the other for the lower class patients, where if rumours are to be believed, they are shackled, starved and kept in small confinement boxes as part of their treatment, in quotations. There's a rough-looking guard standing at the gate, picking his teeth with a toothpick, and he glares at the 2 of you as you walk towards him. Visiting hours are over. On your way. Now, what do you do?
Well, as the priest, I'd be definitely getting you to do it.
Okay, well, my idea, if the good sir does agree, is to suggest that we are 2 not travelling, but priests on a pilgrimage to go inside and sort of, we've got a mandate from the church to go in and to start giving people last rites of sorts, just to, what's the word? To put people's minds at ease and to see if there's anything that God can do to help these people inside.
Right, so you're gonna have to do a manipulation roll.
I personally would say the priest would be better at that.
Yeah, it's an empathy roll, so he's much higher than you are.
So how many dice do I roll? Sorry, I'm the bit.
Well, 5 for empathy and then 2 for your manipulation, so 7.
7.
So all you need is just 1 6.
So I'm rolling 1 dice.
You're rolling 1 at a time.
No, so I'm rolling 7 dice.
7 dice, yeah?
Okay, so I'm going to do it
And
2.
all you need is just 1 success, which is 1 6,
Oh, so-
and then you're grand.
So okay, I'm going to in two dice at a time. Okay, so 2
We trust you, Lee.
2 2s.
2.
2 5 and 4.
D4.
So how many have we got? 7 or 6?
Yeah,
Sorry.
so you've got another 3.
4 and 3.
Oh my God.
So 1 more dice, yeah.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
to see.
1.
Oh, fucking hell.
Fuck's sake. Well, he reluctantly lets you in, but makes you pass through the lower class section of the asylum, where you see the horrors of what the poor patients have to go through. The lower class part is cold with exposed and damp looking stone. Some patients are in what look like cage-like rooms. They have soiled beds and buckets as toilets. There's urine and feces all over the walls. As the buckets are rarely emptied, there's small box-like rooms that whimpers and cries can be heard of. So both of you take a fear test.
Oh.
Fear test. Okay. What's the deciding factor on that?
Fear. The mind is fear.
Hold on for a second. Fear.
Combat.
No, fear wouldn't be combat.
No.
I will fight fear.
Is there anything that could be said for giving another mass?
We'll go fear is... I'm trying to find it.
Physical, critical injuries, mental.
This is why we can cut all this out.
Yeah. Fear, right, fear. When encountering Vaesen, it's magical feeling.
Why didn't I print off the thing with the fear?
Choose whether to tackle the situation with logic or empathy.
Okay, well, I'm 3 on both.
Logic.
Well, then take a...
Take 3.
It'll be a
6.
mental test, so it'll be either logic or empathy. So pick your highest one. So
Yeah, 3. 3.
3.
Lee,
Yes.
what are you? Logic and empathy?
4 and 5.
these both have to take one anyway. So
Yeah, okay, no worries.
So what are we doing, logic
you
or
can't use Lee's empathy.
So we're using logic or empathy.
both can't use it.
So you're rolling 5 dice, Lee, and trying to get a 6.
Again.
Is that right there?
Yep, it's all about the 6.
So right then.
Ah, I never got a 6.
First 2.
I got a 5.
5 and a 3. 2. 3 and 1. So 1 last. So we've got 5 dice in it.
Yeah.
Nope. Nothing.
So Lee has
Failed.
one mental injury, which I'll roll and tell you what it is.
I
Okay.
think I've got a mental injury, haven't I? I never
Did you?
got a 6.
Well, 2 of you do them.
Yeah.
I'll do the first dice will be
Me.
like 10s, and the second dice will be the single. So the first one is 5, so that's 50. 55. So Lee returns to his childhood. So it's for 1. So you get. Where's that gone? You're regressing, so your learning is -2. What was your learning? 3, so your learning's gone down to 1 now.
No.
For 1 round, so it'll be back
Okay.
up by the time you anything interesting that is. And Craig is 41, which is extreme muscle tension.
Oh no!
Well, my character's got plenty of muscles.
I got a cramp!
Yeah, it's gonna cramp.
I genuinely get lots of cramps. That's quite funny.
So you literally got that frightened, your legs cramped. So your agility went down by 1.
And I regressed to the point where I
Okay.
can't learn for a little
My
bit.
agility's 1 for the next round, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so by the time we get to the good stuff, it'll be grand anyway. So.
Okay, cool. I get it now.
But it shows you a little bit what you have to kind of do.
Yeah, it's
So
getting
I'm
there.
scared, so I'm a bit trepidatious.
Well, it's because you're walking through the lower class and it's all people screaming and
Yeah,
probably
You'd
getting
think it-
battered and.
I think the grizzle in a war would be able to hold up to it, like.
No,
Yeah,
but he's got war flashbacks and
Yeah,
stuff.
but you're fucking PTSD.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
Yeah,
And
no, that
then
makes
some.
sense.
So anyway, the guard brings you through the lower class part of the asylum to Dr. Nicholas Freed,
Ooh.
who was the main doctor of the asylum. And he's a small lad, small man with good humoured, who's convinced that his treatments are effective, so he doesn't mind torturing people, pretty much. He's supported by a large group of orderlies and guards and physicians kind of buzzing around. So you go into his office, which is a small enough office, and what do you say to him? Come on.
So we're trying to find this lady, aren't we? Do we know
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we need to be a little bit subtle about it, do we not?
Are we canny or does he?
Well,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
canny.
I don't know. So do we just
Do
straight off
do
out?
I? Do you want me to take the
Yeah,
take the reins on the forceful
I
front?
don't think a
and-
doctor's going to care about religion, is he? He's going to be all.
Yeah.
He's going to be all.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Well,
I'll-
he's fucking torturing people, like,
Yeah.
so
So I
Okay.
I don't
think
think he gives a shit.
I think the less I say, the
I'll,
better. You know what I mean?
I
Although
will.
they think we're doctors, they think we're priests.
Yeah, but he doesn't think we're priests. So is the guard with us there?
No, the guard leaves you.
So
Doctor's
we're not
sitting at his
priests
desk.
anyway.
Okay. So
I am now
we can be truthful now.
a captain in the army.
You pull off your rubber mask, is it?
It was.
It was me all along.
I've got armor on, you know. Oh yeah, I'm a priest. The guard was the stupid one.
Yeah.
You could be a holy priest.
Holy, that's why I've got the armor on to keep
Yeah,
it all.
sent by the
inside.
what do they call the Swiss Guard?
Yeah, so I'm thinking, looking at me.
He's a small man. How big are you?
Physique. Yeah, okay, let's intimidate.
He's small, so
Yeah.
He's a small man.
Man. So
he's
just
a small man.
intimidate him.
Okay, let's intimidate.
Yeah.
So that'd be manipulation as well.
Yeah.
So, what's your
Would
manipulation?
it not be physique as well? Would that not play a big part of it?
Well, no, because it's more mind. Like you're threatening them.
I'm a
so
2, so because I'm
What do we
he's
go
a
with?
zero.
manipulation.
Well, I'm a 0. But I thought that, you know, okay, well, can I
Well, it'd be-
physically threaten him? Can I
Well, you
touch
can.
him?
But you have to say hello to him for.
Oh,
hello.
yeah.
You can't just go in and
Oh,
start rolling fucking
we
dice.
talk to him, but I say
Okay, so I
Right.
will.
So explain what happens
No, I was gonna
if
say-
you're going to physically. You have to
no,
kind
no.
of.
All right. So what I think we just come out straight and say, look, well, this is what we're really here for. Do we believe he knows where she is? I think.
Well, she's in the asylum. She's there all the time. like.
Okay. So just straight out ask him.
Yeah, where is she?
Where is she?
We need to see her. Can we see her?
Where's who?
The
Whatever the woman's name
I
is. who's
forgot
there.
it. I didn't write it down. Sorry, what's her name?
You mean Lena Elfgenling?
Yeah, Lena. Where's Lena? Where's Lena?
Where's Lena? Doctor.
Why should I tell you?
Because
'Cause-
I'm really
Like, you
big.
can't just walk in off the street and kind of want to see patients when the visiting times are over and
I was under the impression that she wasn't a patient.
Yeah.
touche.
Moral high ground.
Well, she resides here, so she's under my care. So
Okay.
why should I let two strangers come in off the street and?
Who said we're strangers?
Well, you're strangers to me.
We're not
always
strangers.
to
We're
her.
not strangers to her. She's my sister.
Right. So, he's going to physically intimidate him, or is he going to?
I'm not, because I'm a
I
fat
think, Lee, if you agree, we'll try coercing, and if that doesn't work, we'll get physical.
man. Sure. I mean,
So who's doing the manipulation?
me, because I'm a 2.
So will we have a chance to, you know, try a different tact if this one doesn't work?
Well, if you don't succeed, then there's a kind of a penalty, but it's not anything big. It's just like
He
I'd
stabs
say that-
Lee through the face at the end.
no, it's like if he tries to like manipulate me, I can just go like, well, fuck
Okay.
off out here, then I'll just call the guards if you try that again, kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Is-
Take
Is there anything
what-
that would be giving? Do we have any money? Can we pay him off?
No, I'll try manipulation, Lee.
Okay. I'll try
Well, it'll be the
manipulate.
same as the last time, so it'll be 7 dice, Lee,
Okay.
because it'd be empathy.
So I
kind of
just
thing.
need a 6, right? That's all out 6, isn't it?
Yeah, just 1 6.
Come on. 3 and 1.
That wasn't
How
it.
many? How many dice have we got? Again, sorry. 5,
7 dice.
2, 6.
Yay.
So
Right.
6
you
and 4.
explain what you're there for. You want to see Lena. So the doctor says, okay, well, I'll bring you over to her.
Thanks, Doc.
You're a great guy.
Thanks, Doc.
Punch you in the face.
Lena's my sister, honest.
So the doctor brings you out to a large common room area, and you see a small, frail, unkept woman sitting in a chair looking out the window, like with a childlike smile on her face. The doctor leaves you, tips the hat to you.
Yeah. Good day.
Thank you very
And
much.
you both pull up a chair beside her. You notice that she's smiling at. You notice what she's smiling at as you both see a group of fairies collecting spider webs in a rose bush in the garden. And without even looking at you, she says, "So I see my letters have reached some of the intended recipients."
Oh.
So, and she goes, "Guess you want to know why I asked you to come to Uppsala." So,
We certainly do. Why did you ask us here? Why?
So she sits there and she says, well, she's noticed that the Vessen have grown more aggressive and are no longer behaving as they used to. And she's worried about the humans, that they're going to inflict misery on pretty much. So she reached out to as many people that she knew had
The site.
what's it called?
The site.
The
The
site.
The site.
No?
No, it's not called the site. It's called the
Vision.
the thing. The force. Let's call it the force.
The site.
No, what's it fucking called?
I'm sure it's called. It might be called the site. I'm pretty sure it's called the site.
It's called the site.
The
How
sheer-
embarrassing.
How embarrassing. Cut.
Yeah.
It is called the site, yeah.
I wasn't joking. What the
So she says that she reached out to as many people as she could that she kind of found out that had the site. So, and obviously used to showed up. So it's a start anyway.
This'll
So
do.
she says she's once used to start up the society again in Uppsala and help the people.
Why should we help the people?
Well, yeah. I'm up for that because I want to try and figure out what's going on in my life.
True. So yeah, I need answers.
I need Jesus.
This is start. I've got Jesus.
You need Jesus. I need revenge.
I need to refine
So she
Jesus.
said, if you want to start it back up, you have to go to Castle Geilenkreuz,
Ooh.
That sounds
Number
nice.
4.
which is the headquarters of the society. So she hands you a big bunch of keys
Oh.
and she
keys.
says, good luck. And if you need anything, you know where she is.
Ooh, thanks, Lena.
Okay. Can we set something in place so we've got a way of literally just going and seeing her now?
Yeah, well, the doctor knows who you are now. So
Okay.
Great.
So we'll just be able to walk up to the front door. Is Lena there, please?
Lena,
Yeah,
come out, play.
Okay. That's cool.
So after leaving the asylum, the sun is completely set and the lamps are being lit all around the city.
Sexy.
You head over to the Vaesen steamboat, which is about to embark on its last trip of the day up the river. Virus? There's just a few passengers, mostly workmen, making their way back home, either to the north of the city or small towns upriver. As the boat makes its way upriver, you pass the Olympus, which houses a science university. And passing Uppsala Cathedral, Father Lars gives a little prayer. Go on, Lee. What's the prayer?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be his name. Thy kingdom come, our will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Army men.
And I'll do a little cross and then carry on.
So the steamboat stops just before the bridge at School Street, and after saying your thanks to the captain, you make your way up the road into the shadow of your new home and society headquarters, Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, it does look like Castle Grayskull.
I like the look of the place.
Yeah.
Castle Grayskull is huge, neglected old castle on the hill of the river. It's surrounded by black iron fence and its gate flanked by 2 statues of griffins.
Ooh.
The gardens and the paved walkway leading up to the entrance are overgrown with bushes, trees, and shrubberies. You can hear plenty of mice, rats, foxes, and other creatures scurrying around. In the backyard, there's a dilapidated jetty on the shores of the river and a boarded-up boathouse. The garden has several small buildings, most likely used as stables, storage rooms, and service quarters. Just as the game goes on, you can kind of update the castle and stuff. So
Okay,
you
so
can
that'll become the
hire.
headquarters.
Yeah, so you can hire people to
Awesome.
be like the quartermaster and maybe a boatman and stuff like
Castle
that. But
is
that's
our
as you go along.
castle
Yeah.
is our base now.
So as the number of statues, as well as the number of statues in the fountain up the small hill, there are 7 rotting crosses of wood. The
Oh.
castle's facade is decorated with monstrous gargoyles. It's a 3-story building with several towers and vast underground cellar. Right, you walk up to the huge carved oak door and turn the keys that Linnea has entrusted in you. The
Linnea.
keys turn, but the door is stuck as Castle Grayskull has stood vacant for many years. So do a force check. One of you.
Force.
I think it's my force going to be higher. Let's have a look.
Force.
Force is physique.
Made a force.
Physique.
I'm
My
a 2.
physique's 4.
Yes.
And what's your
Right.
force?
Where's force?
Force.
Your
Oh,
force is 1.
force.
So
1.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Mine's 1. We only had little to play with.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so what are
so
we rolling? 1 or 4?
5 dice.
Five.
Oh, I see how
Oh,
it
you
works.
need a 6.
Okay.
It's cool. I like this.
Yes, I have a 6.
Yay!
So
All
the door.
1s and 2s and a 6.
So tell me how you shoulder barge the door.
I use me weight to press
Use me
against it, and
military training.
they can stand back ready to pounce if something jumps out.
I've got my hands
Stand
ready.
back! I've got this.
My hands are ready.
I'm a large man.
I pray for you, son. My son.
I'd be holding a knife ready.
I'm praying for you.
You smash the door with a couple of shoulder barges and the door swings open.
Wimp.
Can you not lever it so we don't destroy our own door?
No, we have to smash it.
You have to get inside. Like.
Oh, nice door.
So you enter the castle and you light some nearby lamps and open the big living room doors. It's all full furniture is covered in cobwebs and mice have nested in the couches and chairs. Rats defend their homes while bats and crows come through the holes in the ceiling. And you can smell mold and the roof is all leaky and stuff. So what do you want to do now while you're in the castle?
Clean up montage!
That's a physical roll of close combat.
I guess we'll have to explore and look for bedrooms.
Yeah, have a look for some sort of equipment, tools, anything that can help us
Most
before
of
we
the
start.
castle is unexplored. Like there's doors, a lot of doors locked or nailed shut. And
So we've only got the one room to play with at the minute.
yeah, so if you do maybe an investigation roll and see what you can find.
I have a 1. I'm a 1.
I have a 2 and a
Investigation would be a
4.
logic.
A 2 and a 3, so I've got 5, yeah.
Where did 3 come from?
Yeah, but you add your main one to it as well, Lee.
Mean what?
Plus
Logic. So yours is 4 and
4 and 1.
1, so 5.
So 5 each. Are we both doing it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 dice.
I have no 6s.
2, 2. 6.
Hey.
So Lee finds some old journals and stuff that are lying around, and
Craig wanders around aimlessly.
from the time of the what's it called, the Order of Artemis. So you learn about the history of, which is in the core book that you've probably read. I know you've read, and you know all the history.
Oh, yeah, page to page, cover to cover.
Page 1 to page 1. Learned about.
You've learned that there's a couple of libraries and there's a laboratory and what's it called? Infirmary.
Infirmary, that's the one, but we can't
The
access
chapel.
that.
Well, not yet, but they're there. There's an observatory. There's halls of magical studies.
Ooh.
And there's cells where you can hold Vessen as well.
Oh, is there a kitchen? Because I'm starving.
Yeah, if you want to be.
Nice.
So you have a meal and you go find some bed linen and stuff.
Ooh.
And you bunk down for the night. And then the next day, the Dance of Dreams start.
Oh my god.
So now we're actually getting into the fucking mission now.
Dance o' Dreams.
So you wake up and there's an invitation comes from a private detective called Olas Clint, who specializes in cases with elements of the supernatural. So kind of like what's your man's name? There's a TV show and he's like, not David Cora. Yeah, David Cora. Derek Cora, that's the one.
Derek Corner.
Yeah, he loves Dick.
Good choice of investigator.
Do you know what Derek Corner is?
I do, yeah.
My
Who's
mum
the-
used to
what's
go.
the haunted?
My mum used to go with his brother. I'm not messing.
There's a man named Mary and his name Dick. So in the invitation, he says that he realizes that the Witch Cat Inn is haunted, but senses there's a creature there that has a lot of power, and he doesn't want to confront him by himself. So he's heard that yous have come back to start up the society again. Like where he heard that, who knows?
Oh, I'd like.
Travels fast, man.
We need to find
It
out.
does, yeah. One night, you know.
I don't trust Olas.
I don't trust Lena.
So instead, he sends the message to you and asks you to meet him there at the Witch Cat Inn to banish the creature together.
Ooh.
Okay.
But Olas, he suspects that there's a connection between the creature and there's a girl that lives there called Sophia, and she has a shadow theater. And she thinks there's a connection between them two. And
Sophia is sus.
Sophia. So there's a handwritten note advertising the show, playing the Dance of Dreams, that says, "A shadow play of horror, murder, and revenge.
Ooh.
Let yourself be captured and terrified by shadow theater with clockwork as amazing as that of the master's construction on the continent.
Oh.
Watch as evil smiles, good people go to their doom, and spirits come to life. Follow Oscar Hjort's encounter of the Black One, his struggles, and finally the betrayal which claimed his life. Hear the tunes of the enchanted flutants that send souls dancing to hell."
I hear it now.
Flute sounds like a lot like a dog.
The show will premiere shortly at the Witch Cat Inn. On the note, someone has written, "Meet me tonight at the Witch Cat Inn, Olas."
Ooh.
So
Meet me.
what you can do is just can search for clues that'll give you an advantage. An advantage is like an extra roll. So if you failed something important, you can re-roll it because you've found some clues that can help you with the start of the.
So we still in our castle right now?
Yeah, so you can either search the castle, you could go to the library, the university, even go back to what's her name, Lena.
Yeah.
Like it's up to you.
Can we go straight to the inn?
Straight? You can if you want, but
So,
We don't know. We don't know what we're doing. We've seen a few things, and that's it now.
Okay.
We're hunters, and that's it. We haven't learned
Well,
nothing.
would the library be useful?
The library might. I would personally search. We've only got sort of one room where we are.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe see if we can get an advantage in a few different places, so we've got a few stacked up, ready for if we need them.
Okay.
But it's up to you.
No. It sounds good. But where do you want to do it?
Oh, we may as well start where we are.
Okay. So start searching the castle.
Yeah, well, we've only got one room unlocked. Everything else is nailed and boarded up. So
you're gonna search.
when we
Castle
were looking
Grayskull?
around,
Yes.
when we were looking around before, was there
I found
any
a journal.
sort of books, artifacts that might help us
I found a
learn
journal.
more about how to fight Vessen?
The
Yeah,
journals.
well, Lee found the journals.
Can we investigate the journals? Or
You
have,
can,
I,
yeah.
or have I already done that?
Well, you can look for more journals, or you can go to the library and look at history. Or
Is it the library within our castle? Are we unlocked all the castle now?
No, it's the library of the
No.
city, isn't it?
Okay.
you
City
can
library.
go to the library. There is a library. There's a couple of libraries there, but you haven't
No.
investigated.
All right. Well, should we
Let's
not
go straight to the library then if you want.
the city library?
Oh, is it morning?
Yeah.
And what time does this guy want to meet us?
He said, "Meet me tonight."
Tonight.
So we've got a day to play with.
Yeah.
You have pretty much a day to go look for. clues. Well, not clues, but
But
you
yeah,
know, stuff that can help
Yeah,
you.
I just want to check the map and see what's on our way to the library.
Where is the library?
The library is
Keep dropping me dice, God.
In the university?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the library would be in the university, wouldn't it?
Okay,
So where's the
it's on the
uni?
way.
Oh,
University.
it's only down the road and over the bridge. And
Yeah, so you just travel to the university, and it's a
What?
big,
yeah, we'll go to
another big building with loads
library.
of people rushing around because it's early in the morning and the students going. And so there's a bloke at the door, and just want to ask him where the library is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
the only
please.
place we're interested
Hello,
in.
sir. Where's the library?
It would be an investigation role.
Investigative.
With two years don't have to do it, like one years could do it.
Who's got better investigation? I can't remember. I think it's with the same, aren't we?
I've got a 1.
Yeah, but that's plus you.
It's
You're the
under
one.
logic, so
I've got
So
a
yeah,
1.
logic plus investigation 5.
4.
I'll
I've
do
got
it.
5.
I've got 5 dice on me.
Yeah, good.
Quicker. Yep. Passed.
6. Did you
Yeah,
get it?
I passed.
Yay, we passed.
right. So the guy kind of looks at the two of you because you aren't the usual students that you'd see, and he just goes, "Ah, the library's just through those doors and up the stairs, and you can't miss it."
Thank you, good sir.
All right, dogs.
Blessing be to thou, son.
Thank you, Father.
I'll just
So-
kind of like snarl at him in a mother.
So you just walk up the stairs, and the library is a huge, big room with loads of leather-bound books.
Many leather-bound books.
Works of fiction and fact.
And so, give me another investigation check to see can you find where the history books and stuff
I'll
are.
do it.
Only,
I'll do it. So I've got 5 to play with. So, no, 2. No.
Lee, throw your dice out. They're fucking terrible.
No, fail.
All 5.
All 5.
Jesus.
So you spend a little more time than you should looking around.
Oh,
But
no.
the history section is kind of tucked away at the end. So you start picking up books and stuff. So both of you give me a learning check, dice roll.
3.
Learning.
Is logic
5,
as well.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, but my learning's not as high. My learning's 0, so I'm rolling 4.
8. 2.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I got 2 6s in one
I
roll.
got 2 6s. One was on the floor.
Then you learn everything you need to know, which
Nice.
is, so you want to start writing this shit down. Right, the Witch Cat Inn is on the crossroads north of Situnga. When the society was rebuilt after the Great Ulu Fire at the end of the 18th century, the inn was used as a gathering place. As the innkeeper at the time, Prairie Harjula was a Thursday's child. Today, the inn is run by Puri's grandson, Sammy Harjula. Thursday's child there's like this rhyme. Thursday's child is always wanted or something, so they're kind of a bit sensitive to the site, I think.
Thursday's child has far to go. Is it?
Yeah, and the society members mention a man named Oscar Hjort, who also stars in The Dance of Dreams.
Oscar?
Who lived in the late 18th century. He worked as a writer and spent some of his time in Paris studying under Francois Dominique Sepherin, a famous artist who put on shadow plays for the court of Versailles and the Palais Royal.
Ooh.
And what else is there? And you learn about the private detective in town called Olas Clint. He has a small house in the middle of the city. Olas has made a name of himself as an expert in cases involving the occult.
This is Derek Akora, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shadow theatre originated in India and China, where it was practiced several centuries before Christ. cut-out paper figures are held up to a source of light which creates shadows on a cloth screen.
Marvelous.
It's like a fucking cinema kind of thing.
It's Alistair Black's old thing before he was let go.
Yeah. A skilled puppeteer can manipulate the puppets and the light so that the figures appear to be alive. The art form came to Italy in the 18th century and continued to spread across Europe. Artists in England and France have experimented with clockworks to create automated shadow theatres. That's all what you learn.
It's the more you know.
It is.
More you know, and knowing
Is half the battle.
So you gather up all your information and you hail a coach to head south to the Witch Cat Inn. As you're getting closer, a terrible storm starts to rage.
Oh no.
Black clouds blanket the sky, with the wind howling and the rain and hail pouring down, leaving you soaked to the skin. Lightning cracks across the sky and thunder makes the horses rear and whine. But the coachman drives them on with his whip. The journey takes 3.5 hours.
Oh, God.
That's from here to Dublin. And the storm grows increasingly violent as you progress. Through the coach window, you see Lake Malar in the west. Its foaming waves splashing against the shoreline. Travelling through a pine forest, you'll see tall trees are being knocked to the ground by the winds and split by the lightning strikes. In the flashes of lightning, you see large rocks amongst the trees. Moss-covered lumps staring back at you. Suddenly, the Witch Cat Inn appears at a T-junction, surrounded by woods, with Lake Malar to the north and west. It seems to be the only building around. The coachman is eager to drop you off and continue his route to Situnga. I like that word, Situnga. Halfway between the inn and the small community, you can see there's a lonely church tower protruding from the trees.
Oh.
Right, so the coachman drops you off at the Witch Cat Inn and quickly sets off. There's a man smoking at the entrance and standing under a protruding roof of the stables.
Oh, we're at the stable side, okay.
So, what do you want to do now?
Okay, so we are to assume that man is most likely Olas.
No, he just works at the inn, I'm guessing.
Well, doing an investigation roll, then
Yeah.
we'll find out who it is.
Investigate.
5. We're both doing one, in case one of us goes, oh, that's him.
Yeah, both of you do it.
Okay.
So there's a 1 and...
Yeah, got one.
All right, so the man comes closer towards you and he goes, "Hello, I am Olas Clint. You must be the society members."
Can I nudge the priest a bit? I told you.
I did this.
This was all me. Where's your Jesus now?
It's just like Derek Corner.
And while Olas is talking, you also notice that the stable has 2 horses and a wagon in it.
2 horses.
Just for your information.
Oh, plus wagon. Useful info.
So Olas quickly tells them that the flyer that he sent about the Dance of Dreams has been spread across Uppsala, and he's worried that more people will come to the inn. He also says that passing travellers have said that they've had strange dreams at the inn. Rumours has it that the building is in the grip of magical powers.
Oh no.
Okay.
He also heard that the society, like himself, are interested in matters of the occult. And he knows about Linnea and her stay up in the asylum, but he hasn't gone to see her yet, as he hasn't built up the courage to do so.
Oh.
So, what does want to know?
I want to know why he's so scared of going to see Linnea.
And what's so scary about her?
He's just because he has the sight as well, and because she never sent him a letter, he doesn't think that she trusts him.
Oh, lass.
I think she may be right.
Doesn't.
And he says that, like, when he was young, how he got the sight was when he was younger. His sister disappeared. She was lured into the woods by a witch, and she never came back.
Oh.
Oh, don't I just know that?
Oh, sister
I can see
God.
myself quickly becoming friends with this man.
As a
Not-
teenager, he swore to vanquish the occult and hopefully one day find his sister if she was still alive.
Ah,
So do an observation check for moi,
Observation.
which is empathy.
Can
observation.
do
I've got a
both of us or
1.
one of us or what?
1
Yeah,
and
both of you do it.
I've got 6.
Observation. My observation is 1, my empathy is 3, so 4.
I got 2 6s.
Oh, okay. I have
So-
3 6s out of 4 dice. Jesus Christ.
Nice.
So both of you noticed that Olos is very afraid,
Is
but
Pia.
that he's hiding something that you just can't tell what it is yet.
Can we ask if it's his horses and coach?
Yeah, if you want. No,
Or
it
if
is.
that means that someone else has sort of arrived as well.
Yeah.
No, he tells you that there is a few people staying at the inn at the moment.
Okay.
There
So it's
is-
assumed to be theirs.
Yeah, well, if they're not his anyway, so
Is
if
it
there
not
is
his inn?
people
Is
there.
it?
Okay.
Who runs the inn again? Sorry, it's
The inn is run by Sammy
Oh yeah, it's Sam.
Harula
Yeah. The
and his daughter Sophia, who is the one
Prairie's daughter, kid, isn't it?
Great granddaughter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
she's Prairie's
So-
granddaughter. So Oscar tells you that, not Oscar,
Olas.
Olas tells you that in the inn there's a few people staying. There is Ingalian Home, who's the cook. There's Sammy and Sophia, obviously. There is Sven Cruz, who's a waiter. And there's Jonathan Mies, who's Sammy's best friend. And he's a bit of a gossip, but he's an alcoholic as well.
Piss it.
There's another guest called Lisa Finkel, and there is a Father Niels Clarhead.
Oh, my friend.
So, just want to go inside.
Yes, please.
Yeah.